Listen, if you've seen what Dillian Whyte's talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Dillian Whyte calls out Deontay Wilder. You know, everyone's calling for this Deontay Wilder fight after, you know, Dillian Whyte knocked out Alexander Povetkin. Some people are even calling for Dillian Whyte to fight Andy Ruiz. What say you? Drop your comments in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, share this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, and you man are watching my videos, you ain't subscribed, hit the subscribe button so you have instant access to my latest videos. Let's do it. KO boxing vibe. Let's have it, man. Dillian Whyte officially calls out Deontay Wilder, brands the American a fraud clown. No, with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury currently out of reach. Obviously, we don't even know what's going on with that one. That's that's a separate video completely. With Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, is that fight even gonna happen? But Dillian Whyte calling Deontay Wilder a coward. Comments here on TalkSport saying, the coward, saying Deontay Wilder's a coward, full of fear. Says, come and see me, fraud clown. Dillian Whyte calling out Deontay Wilder. Can Dillian Whyte beat Deontay Wilder? That is the question. Can Deontay Wilder beat, can Dillian Whyte beat Deontay Wilder? Let's drop into some other comments. He said here, Dillian Whyte, he said, I could fight with Deontay Wilder now, regardless. I don't need to beat Povetkin to fight Deontay Wilder. The only thing Deontay Wilder held was the heavyweight championship of the world. He wasn't a big draw. He wasn't a big ticket seller. He wasn't even selling out arenas in America, and he's American. So he wasn't a big draw. He just had the belt. He lost the belt, so he's got nothing now. So those are the words of Dillian Whyte trashing Deontay Wilder, basically saying that the guy can't sell in his own country, saying that saying that Deontay Wilder's not a big draw and stuff like that. But let's jump into some comments that Deontay Wilder's actually said about Dillian Whyte. Let's check it out.
Style for me, it's an easy fight. Trust me, his style is easy. He got a wild style. If people think I'm wild, come on. He wants to call out the best
talking
fighters.
wild style.
He don't want to fight the best fighters. Dillian Whyte, get your together, man. That's all you got to do. Go fight the right fights and stop running away from the fight. Dillian Whyte is a...
So those are the words of Deontay Wilder. So Deontay believes that Dillian Whyte is an easy style for him, and to be honest, there's an element of truth in what he's saying. I've already said on previous videos that I believe that Deontay Wilder knocks out Dillian Whyte. I just think that's my perspective. If you disagree, drop your comments in the comment section below. For me, Dillian Whyte, he hasn't got the best head movement. His balance is not the greatest. He's relatively easy to hit. He's not like a Usyk or a Tyson Fury, or even the movement of an Alpha Spilka, because even Spilka's movement gave Deontay Wilder problems. Because for me, if you haven't got the movement, you haven't got the head movement, you're gonna get tagged by that right hand, and it could be lights out and good night. So for me, stylistically, I heavily favor Deontay Wilder in a fight against Dillian Whyte. I just feel like he's got the advantage in terms of the height of if the speed of the right hand over Dillian Whyte, the athleticism over Dillian Whyte. They say Dillian Whyte is a roughhouse, and that you think Deontay Wilder isn't someone that can go to trenches himself. This is someone that was battered from pillar to post by Tyson Fury, and it took the towel to be thrown in for him to actually be stopped. So if you think Deontay Wilder don't know how to go to trenches against Dillian Whyte, and you guys are just looking at, oh yeah, he knocked out a 41 years old, arguably over the hill, arguably shot, arguably washed up Alexander Povetkin, and that somehow means that he can inflict the same punishment on Deontay Wilder, especially these fanboys watching Tyson Fury's fight thinking Dillian Whyte can do the same. You guys are in for a hell of a surprise if you think Dillian Whyte can do exactly the same thing to Deontay Wilder. Those instances where Dillian Whyte was swinging on Povetkin and he was missing wild looping shots. Open season for the right hand, in my opinion, for Deontay Wilder. Even the same for Andy Ruiz. Some people talking about Dillian Whyte just goes in there and knocks out Andy Ruiz. these guys are drunk on Dillian Whyte's knockout over Povetkin, because before then he was iced out by Povetkin in devastating fashion, and now all of a sudden Dillian Whyte can beat the knockout, stop Deontay Wilder easily, and stop Andy Ruiz. Where on earth is this coming from? You know, not to say that Dillian Whyte can give Deontay Wilder problems, because he will, and not to say that he wouldn't give Andy Ruiz problems, because he will. But stylistically, I'm heavily favoring Deontay Wilder, and stylistically, I would heavily favor Andy Ruiz in a showdown with Dillian Whyte. But this is interesting, man. Drop your comments. What do you think about, you know, Dillian Whyte's comments on Deontay Wilder? Dillian Whyte was saying ticket seller in his home country, and obviously that's not, you know, he's not technically lying, because, you know, you would think that the heavyweight champion of the world, WBC champion, should be able to fill arenas and do mass pay-per-view like Anthony Joshua, because in terms of marketing, you know, and marketability and ticket sales and being a big draw, you know, if you compare Deontay Wilder when he had the belt to AJ, you know, it's night and day. It's not even close. You know, there's fights Deontay Wilder was having that weren't even pay-per-view. And it wasn't his first pay-per-view against Tyson Fury in his first fight. Tyson Fury was saying, I'm the one that brought you to big-time boxing. You can't tell no Anthony Joshua that I'm the one that brought him to big-time boxing, because, you know, he's already fighting in big-time boxing. So, he didn't really lie there, but let's just put it this way. Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder will be a massive fight in the UK, a massive fight, you know, in the United States as well, because people are waiting to see what's going to happen with Deontay Wilder. We're waiting to see Deontay Wilder in a massive fight. So we have to wait and see what happens, man. Drop your comments in the comment section below, guys. Let me see what you people are saying. Deontay Wilder versus Dillian Whyte. Who wins this fight? Who's winning by knockout? Right hand versus left hook. Is it a 50-50 fight? Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me see what you guys are saying. Cool. Peace out. Let's go, man.